While everyone else is chasing overpriced homes in Fishers and Carmel, they're missing out on the 8 Indianapolis suburbs that are quietly gearing up for massive growth in 2026 and 2027. Now here's what buyers don't realize. Some of these suburbs are flying under the radar, but behind the scenes, there's massive changes that are happening in all of them. There's billions of dollars in new development projects, which includes retail centers, housing communities, infrastructure expansions, and right now, in a lot of these suburbs, the prices are actually stagnant. So it's a pretty good time with a lot of opportunity to get in before those inevitably rise. Master planned communities and also the top rated schools that you're gonna find, the highly rated schools that's drawing in families, it's drawing in investors and remote workers as well. And it's all happening really, really fast. I'm Jason Compton. I help families and investors move strategically into Indianapolis and all of the suburbs surrounding Indianapolis every single week. Now, if you're looking to get ahead of the curve for all of Indy real estate, you're in the right place. All right, I've arrived at the first boom town. It's Whitestown, Indiana. It's one of the fastest growing towns in the entire Indy Metro, and it's been that way for years. Population here has more than doubled since 2010, but if you go in any direction around where I am currently, you will notice all of that growth that we're talking about. So what's the appeal for Whitestown? Well, proximity is one of the things. It's extremely close to I-65, so people going, let's say, up to Lebanon for the LEAP project, or have to get into downtown Indy or anywhere in Indianapolis, you've got really easy interstate access to do that. And there's also a really strong investment in city planning and also development of Whitestown. You really have to support all of those neighborhoods and houses and people living in those houses. So you need retail, you need infrastructure to move those people around, and you need places to go, places to eat, and Whitestown is investing in all of that. Plus there's rapid commercial development in and around here. So you've got Meijer, Amazon, you've got other distribution centers that are putting their facilities, and this place is also one of the reasons it's growing so much and there's so much residential development is that it's attracting a lot of first-time home buyers, because Whitestown, while 2010 it was very affordable, but now it's still really affordable, especially when you compare it to nearby Carmel and Zionsville. We're looking at the median home price right now about $330,000. And of course, that is going to increase as it gets more filled in and more development takes place through here, and it becomes more attractive to all types of buyers. So now let's make our way over to the next nearby boomtown. Our second boomtown is Westfield, Indiana. This place has more than doubled in its size since 2010. And where I pulled into this morning is the place that really anchors Westfield, and what Westfield, one of the things it's known about is Grand Park Sports Complex. This place is absolutely massive for a sports complex. It's more than 400 acres. It's one of the largest sports complexes in the entire country. There have been more than 40 million people that have visited this park since 2017. One of the things about Westfield is some tourism, which means more retail that's being developed. You have more restaurants, you have hotels. So the big draws for people in Westfield, or at least moving to Westfield, will be the newness, the freshness of Westfield. You have a lot of new construction. Plus you have top rated schools, incredibly safe. It is absolutely a super, super solid place to live. And right now, it's more affordable than Carmel. And the median home sale price right now in Westfield is about $385,000. And of course, the city is doing what it can and actually staying ahead of it pretty well by redeveloping the downtown, improving the infrastructure to handle more people coming through Westfield as a visitor, but also the residents that are going to be here permanently too. So these two boomtown suburbs, who are they the best for? Well, in most cases, they're best for families that are looking for higher rated schools and also newer construction homes. A lot of retirees looking for a low maintenance community where everything on the outside of the house is taken care of by the HOA, or just a new construction home so you can defer that maintenance, or at least not have to worry about putting too much money into your house for 5 or 10 or more years down the road. Plus, buyers have been priced out of Carmel and priced out of Zionsville, and when you spend the same amount of money there, you realize that you get more house in a place like Whitestown and Westfield. And then we do see some investors chasing some value in the velocity of growth that we're seeing in both communities. So a quick takeaway here, these are really the kinds of suburbs where you look 3 years from now, you say, I really wish I had bought then. Time really flies, and when you're watching this video right now, it's already is the past. So I'm just pulling in now to Brownsburg, Indiana. And Brownsburg, it's consistently ranked as one of the best places to live in Indiana, and a couple of the major reasons for that is affordability, but also top-rated schools, and then it's got a really strong sense of community. It's only about 35,000 people, but it's growing steadily year after year. There's a lot of commercial development and a lot of retail development in many different directions. But one of the major areas you can see some of that development is right along Ronald Reagan Parkway. Ronald Reagan Parkway can help you get connected with I-74. It can also, as you go further south, get really connected easily to the airport. Also, along that corridor, you can easily get to some of Hendricks Regional Health Hospital System and the pieces that are involved with that. Also, IU Health West. And today I just landed right here in Arbuckle Acres Park, and it's one of the things that a lot of people do like about Brownsburg. It's not just this park itself, but just the park system in Brownsburg. And when you get into the park system, you get that sense again about the community feel and how tight-knit. So getting into Brownsburg is also one of those attractive things too, because you have really a couple of tiers. You've got plenty of new developments that can attract young families, first-time home buyers because of the affordability, at least the relative affordability that you have right now. Getting more expensive here, but then you also have plenty of move-up opportunities. So larger homes, you've already owned your home, you're moving up into the next home that has that extra bedroom or maybe 2 extra bedrooms because your family's growing and you need more space. Brownsburg offers a lot of that. You're looking at a median home sale price of around $310,000 right now. But one of the really strong indicators of stability in a community is high owner occupancy rates. And you do have a lot of that above average in Brownsburg. So Brownsburg is one of those places that may not be, I'd say, the most exciting for somebody, and that's completely fine because a lot of what you get here, it's gonna combine that a little more calm or a little more quiet suburban type of feel, but you still have plenty of amenities and you also have a lot of easy access to Indianapolis. So Ronald Reagan Parkway, you can get on I-74, and you could be anywhere in Brownsburg for the most part and be within 25 minutes of downtown Indy. That's pretty convenient. All right, so now let's head over to the next two places. Plainfield. How it flies under the radar so much is crazy. It has such a strategic location close to Indianapolis International Airport, I-70, really easy to get to downtown Indy from here. You have Amazon, FedEx, Walmart, giant companies, absolutely in Plainfield. In Plainfield, one of the things I love about it the most is revitalization of the downtown area. And I'm kind of behind the downtown area here off of US 40, and you can walk up and down this street and see just what they're doing to create a little more culture and a little more of a lively feel in the downtown part of Plainfield. Trail system in Plainfield is really unique. You can get to realistically almost anywhere in Plainfield using one of the trails. So it's hyper connected. It's very family friendly. So you can take easy bike rides, easy runs. You can be out here with your kids. Right now, it's one of the more affordable places to be. The median home sale price is about $295,000 in Plainfield. And it also has the 2 levels that a lot of families and people are going to be looking for. So a lot of first-time home buyers through Plainfield with a high owner occupancy rate here as well. And then a lot of opportunities to move up into your next home. So that 4-bedroom or 5-bedroom home. So suburbs like these, who are they the best for? Well, they're definitely for families. You just looking for those safe, really community-driven types of towns that also have excellent schools with them too. And then of course, when you get into your first-time home buyers because of affordability, and then even move-up buyers for affordability because they've been priced out of, let's say, some of the more expensive suburbs on the north side. So these are the kind of suburbs that you can still find some value. As jobs and development move outward from Indianapolis, and in some cases here, Hendricks County, to the west of Indianapolis, which is not terribly populated. There's less than 200,000 people in the entire county, and that's where Brownsburg is to the northern part of the county, and then Plainfield is to the southern part of the county. The real estate here is going to ride the wave of all of the development coming out this way and all of the companies coming out this way because the room is here. So eventually the value is going to increase. Small towns with big time potential. The first one I'm in is McCordsville. Now McCordsville is located just to the northeast of Indianapolis, and it's right on the border of Indianapolis and Fishers. And it's one of those fastest growing towns. McCordsville has also doubled its population since 2010. This place here is popular because it's still more affordable in general. In fact, in McCordsville right now, the median home sale price is about $310,000. It does have a small town feel. Now, McCordsville does have a comprehensive growth plan in place to accommodate the growth that it's seeing and that it's seen over the past 10 years. One of the features would be this McCord Square, which eventually will develop even further to have more community amenities. So it is the reasons that McCordsville is so popular, in addition to its affordability, is that you have a lot of newer developments, you have a lot of more upscale developments too. So first-time home buyers that can afford a little bit more house, you can get a lot of that out there to the east here in McCordsville. All right, made it to the next. We're in Fortville, Indiana, and I think this one probably takes the cake when you're talking about historic downtown, small town charm. You've got locally owned restaurants, boutique shops, all up and down. This place, just like McCordsville, has been spurred on by the growth of Fishers, because Fishers shares a border just off to the west, and Fishers is pushed out this way towards Fortville too. 30 years ago, this place was a ghost town. There just wasn't really all that much going on. So here in Fortville, the town is investing in more walkability, more green space, mixed use development, and infrastructure. Right here behind me, it just went through a massive change to handle a little bit more traffic. Not that the traffic is bad going through here, but it is increasing because it's one of those places, just like in McCordsville, that if you want new construction, new developments, you're going to find a lot of those here. And as you push towards the east, just like in McCordsville, it is just open space to expand into, and that's exactly what's happening in this area. And here in Fortville, the median home sale price is about $285,000. So it's definitely a little bit closer to that ground floor and getting in before the big wave hits and before the demand really catches up to the inventory that you have around here. So places like McCordsville and Fortville, who are they the best for? Well, definitely for people who are a little more interested in those small town feels, but also they're kind of in their earlier stages of growth, and they're gonna have a long-term upside because they're gonna be desirable places to be for a long time. Then you have families or remote workers who again are interested in that small town feel. You have really good proximity to Indianapolis and Fishers and other amenities that you have close by, because you don't wanna live out in the middle of nowhere. Interested in the small, but not nowhere small. And then for investors out there, you've got investors just looking at some of these really surging suburban rental markets where the inventory is a little bit limited right now. And you also have people who are looking not necessarily to purchase all the time, but maybe they're gonna be here for a year or two until they get their bearings and get to know some of these places a little bit better and where they want to permanently end up. So a real quick takeaway on this is that places like Fortville and McCordsville, they come up in conversation a lot with clients. We have people asking about these, and we suggest these an awful lot because people tend to overlook places like this until years later when they really can't. So with some of the affordability that we see, some of the charm that you inevitably will see, especially in a place like this, in Fortville and in McCordsville too, you get planned developments all in motion in both of these towns. McCordsville and Fortville are both quietly here setting the stage for really super explosive growth coming in 2026, and once we get into 2027 a little bit more. All right, we're here at the first of those next wave luxury suburbs around Indianapolis. It's Noblesville, Indiana. Noblesville, it's in Hamilton County, which is where Westfield that we talked about earlier, Carmel, Fishers, they're all located. Hamilton County is the fastest growing county around Indianapolis Metro, and it also is the wealthiest of all the counties around Indy. There's more than 80,000 people in Noblesville. See, like right now, I'm in Hamilton Town Center, which is a huge outdoor shopping mall here in Noblesville, and it has Ruoff Music Center. It has some really unusual outdoorsy parks. So this part of Noblesville is a little bit newer, but as you go further west and towards the historic downtown area, and even a little bit west of that, where it pushes into Westfield some, that's not exactly where the significant growth in Noblesville is going. It's a little to the north, and it's certainly out to the east when you get further east here from Hamilton Town Center. Now the median home price in Noblesville right now is about $410,000, but with all of the developments pushing out towards the east, these are going to be less affordable developments. That luxury or that slightly upscale type of housing development that you see in places, those are a lot of the housing developments that you're seeing built in Noblesville now. So right now, in the more established parts of Noblesville, you can find some affordability, definitely can, but right now, if you want to get into some of those more upscale type neighborhoods, this is really the time as it pushes further to the east where that affordability exists, because as it becomes more established in the future, it's going to be less affordable. Now, Noblesville eventually will be probably the largest city in Hamilton County. It'll probably get to 100,000 people, and given the fact that it does have that room to grow, it will probably expand beyond that 100,000. So while Noblesville isn't necessarily on the ground floor of its affordability, really far from that, but as it becomes bigger, it will get to a point where it runs into the borders of adjacent towns and it'll have no more room to expand. And so that's when that inventory begins to get tight, there's less of it, and that's when prices really stabilize, and then in certain periods it goes up. So for a larger place, a larger city, this is about as close to the ground floor as you can possibly get right now in Noblesville. So the next place that I'm in is I'm south of Indianapolis, Bargersville, Indiana. It's a town with luxury development or upscale homes being put into Bargersville. So homes built by Dries, by Fisher Homes, by Lennar, by MI, and it's not the most affordable of all the places around Indianapolis. So again, this is kind of getting into that more luxury upscale. The median home sale price right now in Bargersville is $440,000. It has some of that rural charm remaining. Like right now I'm in Old Town Bargersville, and all around me there are little shops, little boutiques, a few restaurants. Taxman Brewery is over here. Obviously you got these silos behind me. So all around here, it's pretty rural feeling, but also all around here, you'll have some very, very nice homes. Now, Bargersville, it is without a doubt statistically one of the fastest growing towns around the Indy Metro. And I actually have a video about that, the 3 fastest growing towns around Indy, and it was released back in the June of 2025. So Bargersville is one of those. And the area is becoming really a favorite for a lot of buyers who want that affordable type luxury, but you don't have the Carmel and Zionsville price tag again. And you get towns like Bargersville that are absolutely investing in this older part, like right here behind me. Here's the downtown master plan. There's a lot going on right here in this part, and then also infrastructure developments around here, and then also some mixed use zoning just to help manage some of the fast growth that a town like this sees. So suburbs like this, who are they for, or what kind of buyers do we see moving into these places? So you've got move up buyers, obviously, because when you have a more upscale or luxury type developments, and then professionals that just want more modern homes or those luxury homes with modern finishes, or maintenance free, or at least maintenance free for a good number of years. You have families that are looking for top rated schools. I mean, where I am right now with Bargersville, you're in Center Grove schools. So if you don't know where Center Grove schools are, look those up and check the ratings out. So these areas, they're not just luxury alternatives to places like Carmel and Zionsville. With the development that we see going on around them and the cultural development that they have themselves, they're becoming destinations all on their own. So the east side of Noblesville and then the southward push into Bargersville, it's really creating the next wave of high demand in the luxury and more upscale market. Let's talk about why this matters if you're buying, selling, or investing. So here's the bottom line. If you're buying, this is your chance to get in as early as possible before affordability really begins to disappear in all of these places. And if you're selling, this is the moment that you have to think about acting strategically before so many others catch on and end up flooding the market with their listing. My team and I help buyers, sellers, investors make smart decisions in this market every single week. So whether you're planning to relocate, whether you're gonna upsize, downsize, try to build long-term equity, we've got the data, experience, and all the local insight to guide you to your best decision. If you're serious about making a move, reach out. You can find all of my contact information below, and we'll catch you in the next one.